Hoya collaboration time! Finally! All the best Hoyas of 2022 in one video with all my planty friends. Let's go! Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and this is one of my fluffy cats, Maggie. There she goes. Today is a very exciting video because a lot of my planty friends are showing their favorite Hoya of 2022, and I can't wait for you to meet them and see all their favorite pics. I'll be sharing my favorites at the end of the video, and just so you know, I'm putting all their socials on the screen. All the way over on the left is their Instagram handle, in the center is their YouTube channel if they have one, and on the right, your right, is their TikTok channel, unless they are maybe with two or have other things in the screen and then I've changed it up a bit. I've also linked them all below in the description, so you can head over to their channels and give them some love over there as well. And I'll be sharing my personal favorites at the end of the video. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, my name is Fern and I make houseplant content here on YouTube and also on Instagram. You can find me under the username WildFern. And today I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite Hoya from 2022. But in reality, these are my favorite Hoya just in general of all time, but I had to pick them to show them to you for this video. So the first one I have right here, and oh, she is a big gal. So this first one is my beautiful, I'm gonna have to back up a little bit, my beautiful Hoya Crimson Queen. I have had this plant for a few years now and she's just magnificent. It makes me so happy, and this is probably one of the easiest plants to care for in my whole collection. I just appreciate her so much. She's actually still in the original pot and potting mix and everything that I got her in. She's very, very low maintenance, but so beautiful. Look at her gorgeous leaves, and she actually puts out quite a few just all white leaves, which I love, and they don't last forever, but she does hang on to them for quite a while. You can see that there's a new one right here, which is very pink. How pretty is that? Yeah, I love her so much. I love big plants, so this one just, you know, had to be one of my, oh my gosh, poke myself in the eye. This one just had to be one of my favorites. Okay, my second plant is the Hoya compacta. She's dripping with water because I just showered her off. She was covered in a sulfur treatment, so I wanted her to be able to, you know, look her best for this little segment. But yes, this is another large Hoya in my collection. As you can see, I've had her for years. This is actually one of the first Hoya that I ever purchased, and I just got her as a very small plant in a 4-inch pot from a big box store, and now she's grown into this. So yeah, I just love her so much, and I know that this is supposed to be favorite Hoyas of 2022, but I honestly just fall in love with both of these large Hoyas that I've had for several years, more and more every year, so that's why I picked them. We even have a new little branch coming out here. How fun is that? I'm a huge fan of trailing plants, and I love the unique look that the compacta brings, so yeah, I will always have one of these in my collection. I hope that y'all enjoyed my choices. I cannot wait to see which Hoya everyone else brings to this video, and thank you so much to Rose for putting this together. Bye-bye, Happy New Year!
Hello friends! Some of you might know me as Nicole Larson Grows on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also the other half of the Where Are We Growing podcast with Brandon Botanical. I hated Hoyas for so long, but I recently let them into my heart and my cabinets, and I'm going to show you my favorites. My first favorite for 2022 is the linearis. I've been doing a lot of Hoyas in ponds, so this one is actually growing in an old plastic water bottle. My second one is this guy, acuta variegated. I know absolutely nothing, but I know she's cute. I think of this one as my love at first sight Hoya because the second I saw it, I knew I had to have it. I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but it's Hoya mirabilis. She's so dark and maybe giving me a flower. Look at them, they're besties. That's all, folks. Happy New Year.
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from All the Plant Babies on Instagram and TikTok. And I have been given the near impossible task of letting you know my only 3 favorite Hoyas. So first on the list would be my Hoya heuschkeliana variegata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I pronounce it. I love this plant mainly because, one, the variegation is just completely stunning. When you sun stress it, it turns a beautiful shade of fuchsia pink, but 2, because its tiny blooms look like little pink blueberries. Here you go. And the color of this Hoya has always reminded me of cucumbers, the inner flesh of a cucumber and the outer rind of a cucumber. Another one of my all-time favorite Hoyas is Hoya meredithii. This Hoya is an anomaly for me because it grows like crazy in ambient room conditions, and it really shouldn't. Typically, this is a pretty finicky Hoya that you'll want to grow in a grow tent or grow cabinet in high humidity. However, this one did acclimate to my room conditions, so it can be done. So I'm talking like 20% humidity all winter long. So in the summer, it grows, and then in the winter it kind of goes dormant. But as you can see, it has lots of peduncles and blooms coming up here. And it reminds me of my other favorite type of plant, which is an anthurium. Lots of veins, big leaves, gorgeous. You down with NGG? Yeah, you know me. That was my introduction to the Hoya NGG, otherwise known as New Guinea Ghost. I'm very into the glaucous leaves. Glaucous is the botanical terminology for silver leaves. This is another one of those beautiful plants that has that striking bluish silver tint, except you can notice here that the leaves are a stunning purple color. This is because I sun stressed it by placing it just about 1.5 feet away from a incredibly bright Sansi brand grow light in a grow tent. It's a pretty fast grower, and I also have it growing in a semi-hydroponic setup in Lechuzapan. And those are 3 of my many, many favorites.
Hi, hello, I'm Marina, that one girl that likes to talk a lot about houseplants on the interwebs. As you can see, I have just a slight obsession. Just a little bit. First off, before we get into the plants, thank you so much, Roos, for having me on your channel again. I really enjoyed watching this video last year. I just rewatched it again before filming this, and I loved seeing everybody's choices in Hoyas and hearing their knowledge, because I know nothing about Hoyas, but I do collect a lot of them. Anyways, Roos, you're amazing, and I hope to see you all on my channel. But let's get on to the Hoyas. Picking my 2 favorite Hoyas was really hard because, well, 90% of my collection is covered in sulfur fungicide, and it is not a look. So I picked 2 of them that are really beautiful and not covered in sulfur fungicide, so you're welcome for that. The first plant I have is a plant that I really don't ever hear anything about, and I think it's just really cool because I don't see this plant enough in collections, and I really think it needs to be in more collections because it's such an easy Hoya, and it is Hoya pseudo littoralis. I don't even know if I said that right, but it is an absolutely beautiful, stunning Hoya. The best part about this Hoya is that with a lot of light, it gets these almost variegated-esque leaves, as you can see. And then over time, they turn into just like a solid green color, but I just like how it comes in like that. It's so pretty. Sometimes they also come in pink when they're really sun-stressed. And I don't know why people don't have this Hoya in their collection. I happen to come across it in a trade. Now it is just this huge thing that has tendrilled out of control and is growing like crazy. Honestly, I couldn't ask for an easier Hoya. This is the type of energy I need going into 2023, just nice and chill. He wasn't affected by the whole flatline situation that a lot of us seem to be getting into this year. So yeah, Hoya pseudo littoralis. My next and final plant is probably one of my top favorite plants in my entire collection, and it is Hoya species Sarawak Borneo Sarawak. I don't know how to actually say it, but Hoya Sarawak is a true stunner. This is actually one Hoya I never thought that I would acquire because at one point they were going for crazy amounts of money. I would die for this Hoya because she's just so beautiful. How can you not like leaves that are bigger than your face? It's insane. She's just such a stunner. I don't even have to say anything about her. You can just look at her and you should understand why I love her so much. But yeah, Hoya Sarawak is just an amazing Hoya, and I can't wait to see her bloom one day. So those are my two top favorite Hoyas. I tried not to blabber on too much, but I blabber a lot in my channel. I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much, Rose, for having me again. And I guess on to the next person. Bye.
I hope I'm not scowling too much. Hello, my name is Samuel. My Instagram is HoyaHole, and I have a web shop that's at hoyahole.com. Also mostly specialize actually in anthuriums, so like this anthurium Carloblachiae papillolaminum that I hybridized last year. In anticipation of this video, I'm hoping to have some more Hoyas on the web shops. I have a lot of favorite Hoyas, but the ones that I'm going to take some time with are Hoya Swiffer's Treat. This is a complex hybrid of two different Hoyas whose names I don't remember at the moment. It was done by the grower Sarisa in Thailand and then named after Rick's cat Swiffer. He has a bunch of Hoyas that are named after Swiffer. This one is Hoya Swiffer's Treat, and it has some really beautiful red margins on the leaves. And then the abaxials too have this really like peachy color to them. And additionally, it does sun stress really nicely, but this one isn't that sun stressed. I don't think that it really needs it to really bring out the beauty of this plant, but it's always fun when there's a plant like that that you can experiment with in Hoyas. So my second, all right, that one can't stand up on its own right there. My next favorite Hoya is the Hoya Silver Mitrata, which was formerly known as Hoya Silver Buntock. And I've been procrastinating taking this video because I was really hoping that I would have some blooms to show, but I don't right now. I have bloomed it in the past. It has this mottled purple abaxial. This is one that I imported from Canada. For me, this silver has been really stable. I grow it in high light. The hardest thing is that I just never want to cut it. It's really hard to want to cut a Hoya that's blooming so nicely like that because, I mean, look at it. It was collected in Buntock in Indonesia, mislabeled as Buntokensis by some people. When it was bloomed in cultivation, it was pretty clear that the flowers resemble Buntokensis, not at all, and do resemble those of Hoya Mitrata. So that's why it's believed to be Hoya Mitrata. So a few days later, here it is in full bloom. A few of the flowers are a little bit deformed, but for the most part, they look like little teeth and just look absolutely amazing in the tent next to that silver foliage. If you want to see more of this one, I've posted more photos of the foliage and blooms on my Instagram. My last favorite Hoya of 2022, Hoya Silver Dollar. So this is the same one that I featured last year. I've cut it back a bit and then I've propped it out, hoping that this one will really fill out and be super beautiful. There's something about this big leaf that I will always appreciate. So those are my favorite Hoyas of 2022. Thank you so much, Rose, and everybody on this video. Happy New Year, goodbye.
Hi everyone, my name's Amy and my YouTube channel is Perky Plants. I have Instagram as well, and that's also called Perky Plants, but there is a dot in the middle of Perky and Plants. I want to give a massive shout out to Rose for organising this amazing Hoya collaboration. I am very excited to be a part of it. So here are my top 3 favourite Hoyas of 2022. So up first I have my Hoya linearis, and if you know me, you know that I'm a leaf petter and I love stroking my plants, and that's why this one's one of my favourites. It's little fuzzy hairs on each of its leaves, just makes it so nice to like run your hand down the whole thing. And another reason why it's been my favourite, it's bloomed. A lot of the blooms have fallen off, and this one is basically right at the end as well. It's dropping off as I speak. But I had a good, I think 5 or 6 blooms on here, and I just love it when my Hoyas bloom. So that's the first one, my Hoya linearis. Second is my Hoya polyneura, and why wouldn't you love this plant? Like, it's shaped like a fishtail. I just adore it. Like, I love the way it grows. I love how dark the leaves are and how veiny they are. And I'm just a big mermaid fan, so of course this would have to be one of my favourite Hoyas. Big fan. My third and final favourite Hoya is my Hoya Caspergii. I just love these gorgeous round leaves, and they even have some splashes on them, which are super cute. And this isn't its forever trellis. I'm waiting for a bigger one to arrive. I know it looks a bit ridiculous. So those are my 3 favourite Hoya of 2022. Thank you again to Rose. Goodbye everybody. I wish you a very happy new year. Bye.
G'day everyone, my name is Scott and I'm from the channel Scott Grows an Avocado Tree, among other channels, and Rose has asked me to come on today to talk about my favourite Hoya from 2022. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's get to it. I just need to get them off the shelf up here. Okay, it's just up here, and oh, hold on. What's this behind this nutcracker? This is an avocado tree. This one here is a little over a year old, so really started in 2021. And it is, these are just my favorite plants. And how could you not love them? Grown from a seed that I've taken from my own avocado and growing in my home at the moment. Most of my trees are not in my home, they're outside in my garden. But this is one that I am keeping inside. These need bright light. They are trees, and so they need a lot of light. Bright indirect light is okay. If they're outside, they need partial shade, but indoors, as much light as you can give them. They also need well-draining soil. They are super susceptible to root rot. I've actually got this one in a cash po situation because the nursery pots I find drain easier, and we also get lots of fun pot ideas. This one has been pruned. I like to prune my young trees. It encourages growth. It removes that primary meristem and it forces it to make new ones so that it branches out instead of growing long and floppy. This one, I didn't actually prune this one. Magnus, my cat, did, and I made a video about it, but it has done super well after it. It has got a few crispy leaves. We moved house and the change of humidity, it's stressful for trees, it's stressful for everyone, but as you can see, it's got lovely new growth coming up there. Just look at these gorgeous leaves. I'm sorry it's not a Hoya. This is an avocado tree and I absolutely love them. If you want to know more about avocado trees or what I'm doing, you can find me on Scott Grows an Avocado Tree on both YouTube and Instagram. And if you wanted to find out about things that are not necessarily plant related, I do have some videos that are plant related, such as Christmas trees, but also other things from history and science. I'm also on That's Pretty Cool. Thank you so much for having me, Rose. Sorry it's not a Hoya. Maybe next time. And I will see you all next time.
Hi guys, my name is KROHNIANA and my channel is called Jungle Flowers Canada. I am so honoured that Rose asked me to join this collab today. I feel like I'm recording among giants. There's some amazing YouTubers on this collab and I am so happy to be joining. The first Hoya that grabbed my attention today was this Hoya here. This is the Hoya AH074. Isn't her splash beautiful? She's such a gorgeous plant and I have found her to be incredibly easy. Can you see how many new leaves she's putting out? So she is very happy, very easy and very beautiful. The Hoya AH074. Okay, so next up I had to include this plant. This is definitely a favourite of mine. This is the Hoya nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost. I purchased this plant last year as a one-leaf cutting and she just grows like crazy. Now, she was very expensive last year, but thankfully she has come down in price. What I also love about her is the backs of her leaves. Look at how cute the backs are. Although her value has decreased, I still think she's one that you should get. She never ever disappoints me. So here is the Hoya nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost. So the next plant I'm going to show you, I have actually had this plant since 2018. She is right here in my kitchen and I'm going to do a close-up of her. Her leaves are stunning. This is the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess. She just hangs on a macrame holder here in my kitchen window. And you can see she has wound her way up to the top. But let's look at the variegation on this baby. Isn't she just stunning? You can see there's a little bit of reversion here, but nothing too much to worry about. And this is a fairly new leaf here. She doesn't get any special treatment. I hardly fertilise her. If I have my nutrient solution in my watering pot, she gets that. This plant is just the easiest going plant ever. I put her here when I bought her, and here she has sat since. And as you can see, she is loving life. So this is my third plant, guys. My Hoya carnosa crimson princess. Okay guys, I hope you liked my choices, and thank you so much for watching this video, and thanks again to Roos for organising this amazing collab. Goodbye everyone, and Happy New Year!
Hello!
Hello.
I don't know what's the name of the collaboration, but I think it's something to do with favorite Hoya or Hoya holiday or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But here we are, Betsy and me, and
Hi.
we want to show you among our favorite Hoyas of 2022.
Hello.
Maybe not the most favorite, but you know, I'm not at home and I cannot show you my plants, so I picked some Hoyas that Betsy has, that I also have, and that I also like. First Hoya here is Hoya sigillatis AH001, and I am in love with Hoya sigillatis. I got this one this year actually from you, and it does look very similar to the regular Hoya sigillatis, but actually when you compare them, what I noticed is that this is more similar to species VL9 and GPS 7240, which are affinity sigillatis. This one has wider leaves, and I would say maybe more, they're not really glabrous, but it's a different...
it's fuzzy.
Yeah, but the regular sigillatis is, because I don't think you touched regular sigillatis, it's
And
rougher.
I never would.
Your turn.
My turn. First one that I want to show is, first one that I want to ruin is Hoya acuta, and it's just a lovely Hoya. I'll throw up some B-roll instead of trying to show you over this very wide table. And I just love the texture of the leaves. It's got these really deep veins. I don't know, what adjective you used?
I would say prominent veining.
Prominent is the word I'm looking for. It has very prominent veining.
A lot of people would say Jurassic feel.
I'm leaving.
Triggered. Instant.
Triggered! It resembles Hoya CLEMENSIORUM. I think that's probably why it appeals to me so much. I just really like a lot of texture on the leaves, and the edges are kind of undulate.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's a word that I learned from you. Even though I do not like Hoya undulata, and that's why you do not see it on this table, because even if he had chosen it, I would not have allowed it in my home.
The second one that I wanted to choose is Hoya that we got as Hoya Affinity Evelina, and then in parentheses it was Hoya apoda. Probably should be other way around. I'm not actually sure if this is Hoya apoda. I was supposed to ask because I had it in bloom a couple of times and I didn't. So I'm just gonna tell you we got it as Hoya apoda and Affinity Evelina. But the reason why I love this Hoya so much is because it has gorgeous flowers. They're very delicate. They just look very luxurious to me.
They're like fancy little bells.
Yeah, they're very pretty. And I also kind of like, which is strange, because you know you get into Hoyas for the big balls of flowers, but this one, it's like it's one or two. You're not gonna get like a ball of flowers.
No, it won't be a cluster.
Yeah, and I think that's very nice. And also these are, I would say, very special Hoyas because they may not be around for much longer. I mean, Papua New Guinea is getting deforested. That's not the...
There's a lot of deforestation in Papua New Guinea.
When you don't know how to say it, switch the sentence around.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I'm gonna introduce my second plant then, which is Hoya polyneura silver. And I have to say, like, I'm not really interested in Hoya polyneura. I do have one. It's just not one of my favorite Hoyas, and it's because of the way that it grows. If it were a hanging plant, like Hoya bella, I think I would love it. It grows like Hoya lobi, so it like sticks straight out and it just takes up a lot of space. And I think even when the stem gets really long, it never really droops. It never turns into a hanging Hoya. So I'm not really a big fan of Hoya polyneura, but when I saw the Hoya polyneura silver, I was just immediately in love. The silver sheen on the leaves is so gorgeous. And this one, for whatever reason, it has just become an absolutely huge beast of a plant. The leaves are gigantic. And yeah, I just wanted to show it because it's so very pretty. But I have noticed that the closer that it is to the light source, the more the silver coloration will become spotted. So I do need to move it away from the lights so that it will maintain that really nice silvery sheen.
My final plant, for today, it's like Hoya globulosa. My first Hoya globulosa was quite similar to this one, and I didn't really like it. I still don't really love it. It grew a lot. In its final stages, it started to make very big, beautiful leaves. So I cut it and I kept only those leaves. I sold the rest of the cuttings because I just wasn't really a fan. Sometimes the leaves will come out weird. But then Betsy sent me Hoya globulosa cow. She sent me Hoya globulosa cow bang, which used to be sold as villosa cow dung, not correct. And I just love this plant. It is so cute. And it takes a long time to get going. I think for you it was the same.
It's a very, very, very slow grower. One of my slowest Hoyas, yeah.
But the leaves are just super pretty, and it is very, very velvety, like on the back, or fuzzy, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like velour. It feels like my sofa.
Top surface of the leaf is very veiny. It also is a bit pubescent, but not a lot, I would say. You know, it's nice.
Not the top, no. The top is more glabrous.
Yeah, but there are some hairs of it, but it's very beautiful. I actually didn't want to get this one. I was really wanting to get something like Hoya globulosa from Welsh Mountain Zoo, which has these longer leaves and kind of a bit undulate. But I have to tell you now, when I'm looking at them in person, I just think I love this one.
No, I concur. I like the thick boys.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's all you
Your
have?
turn.
Okay, the last one that I want to share is Hoya viola. It's a cross between Hoya dacea and Hoya, what is it?
Vitellina?
Vitellina. I always forget the name of Hoya vitellina. Really, I just chose it because I can take some really sexy B-roll of this plant. That's honestly about it. It's a really easy care plant. It's gorgeous. I love the shape that it grows out of this bowl, and I really like the shape of the leaves and the curvature, and they're like big and showy and dramatic, and I do like that. All right, well, we should end this because we've definitely gone over time.
We just made this our own video, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Rose, for inviting us to do this video. That's really sweet of you, and also we love you so much.
We love you, and thank you, and happy holidays to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. And that's that. Bye.
Hello friends, my name is Emma, aka Good Growing on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, basically wherever you get content. I make houseplanty videos all over the internet, so if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, head over to my channel, come say hi. Thank you so much, Rose, for inviting me to be a part of this favorite Hoyas video. I am so excited. I have become a massive Hoya head this year. So here are two of my favorites from this year. The first one is this Hoya parasitica. I actually got it earlier this year with just 3 leaves, and it took quite a long time to get going, but once it did, oh my goodness, it has just grown like absolute crazy. I actually have it living in my Millsville IKEA cabinet at the minute, quite close to the top and the grow light. And so it has gotten sun stress on its little spots, meaning they have gone pink, which is the cutest freaking thing. I am obsessed with the little pink spots on the green leaves. They make me so happy. The non-sun stress leaves have gorgeous white flecks as well, so if you're into sort of silver fleckily Hoyas, the parasitica is a great one. I've just got it on a circular trellis, which it's getting pretty far around at this point, so I'm going to maybe have to get it a new one in the new year, new Hoya. But anyways, I freaking love this one, and I think it's been loving me as well. The next one that I want to share is this one. This is a Hoya New Guinea Ghost. I got this one relatively recently. I've not had it for that long in my collection, but so far it has put out the biggest leaf yet. This is actually one of my most expensive Hoyas, but it was a wishlist plant, and I just really, really wanted to have these lovely, shiny, silvery, sort of they're just so beautifully white, and I've heard that if you sunset these ones, they go like pinky purple as well, so I might try and do that in the new year because that would be absolutely freaking gorgeous, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Maybe I should get this one on a trellis as well and get it to start going around a nice circle thing. I think that'd be really freaking cute. A massive plant of this would be like goals. I would love that so much. So yeah, those are my favorite Hoyas. Thank you so much, Rose, for letting me be a part of this collaboration. I can't wait to see what everybody else says. Goodbye and Happy New Year!
Hey guys, welcome back to Plant Talk. My name's Brandon, and if you don't know me, I go by Brandon Botanical on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you can hear the purring, it's Cece. I was so excited when Rose asked me to be part of this because, to be fully transparent, if someone even a year ago had said that I'd be part of a Hoya collab video, I would have thought they were crazy. I'm usually all about my aroids, but for whatever reason, Hoyas have gotten me, like everyone said they would. So when Rose asked me to be part of this video, I was really excited because I'm kind of letting myself out of the Hoya closet, and you'll get to see a couple of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, I've had Hoyas for years, but they were always kind of the plant in the background, you know? I was just kind of ignoring them. But I've gotten some recently that just, they just really do something to me, and I don't know how I became a Hoya head, but I am. So this first Hoya I'm gonna show you is probably my third favorite Hoya that I have. When I got it, I was like, am I about to spend this much money on a Hoya? I did. It's a Hoya CLEMENSIORUM. It is just stunning. Like, these leaves just look like dinosaurs, and I'm obsessed with anything Cretaceous. When I saw this, I knew I had to have it. It just looked so different from ones that I had seen before. It had so much more coloring, it has the splashiness to it. It's just stunning. It is a slow grower. I've only had it put out 2 more leaves and a lot of roots, but I'm very excited to see what happens with this one. My second favorite Hoya is a Hoya KROHNIANA, but it's a KROHNIANA that I had not seen before, and when I saw this plant, I knew I had to have it. And when I looked up the flowers, that's when I knew I had to have it. We've got the Hoya KROHNIANA Black Dragon, which is just, oh my god. These new leaves literally come in black. The KROHNIANA Splash and the KROHNIANA Super Silver, both are cute, but this is just more my vibe. I like the darkness. This one is growing so quickly. All of this is new. I'll have to get a picture of the flowers to put it in here, but they are literally like purple black. So pretty. And my current favorite Hoya that I am just obsessed with because it looks so different from any other Hoya I've really ever seen. Hold on, let me get the tag. So it is the Hoya Lada Iskandar, officially the Hoya SRQ 3138. And I had never seen anything quite like this. It was kind of like the CLEMENSIORUM mixed with, like a new Guinea Ghost. It's just like so pretty, so unique, and it's very woody. Like, these stems feel like tree trunks. And the sun stressing is just so gorgeous with this one. Like that deep red color. This one was just so unique, and I just had to have it. I couldn't say no. I saw it and I was with my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm about to buy a Hoya. And she said, what does that even mean? But again, this is just one that I'm so excited to see it grow and just see how beautiful it gets as it develops more of this color. If you guys want to see my full Hoya collection, I'm gonna upload a video on my YouTube channel with the rest of them so you can see them all, not just my 3 favorite, but you can see all of them. And if you want to see more of my plants, head over to my Instagram or my TikTok. I have tons of content, especially on TikTok. I also have a podcast with Nicole Larson Grows called Where Are We Growing, and you can find that at wherearewegrowing.com. You can also see my plants at monsteraplant.co. Thanks again for inviting me, Rose, and I hope you guys have fun hunting for more Hoyas. Goodbye and Happy New Year.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen from Sweet Life Flora, and I want to thank Rose for letting us be a part of this video. It's going to be a little different for me because what I'm going to do is I'm going to not only show you my favorite Hoya of 2022, but instead of showing you 3 favorite Hoyas, I'm going to show you 2 that are going to be in the Sweet Life Flora store in the new year. So this is going to be a lot of fun. First comes to first, let's always talk about my favorite first. I prefer the Old Faithful, the Hoya Carnosa compacta variegata. So this one I've been working on getting sun stressed for the last little while just because I love all of the pink variegation that it gets. And you'll know if you follow me that I've been struggling with a mealybug outbreak in my personal Hoyas, and this is one of the survivors. So the ladybugs did an amazing job in getting rid of my mealybugs. So if you have any questions about how you'd like to do pest removal on Hoyas, I'm your girl. Now, to the 2 that I'm going to be putting up on Sweet Life Flora in the new year. I'm super excited about these. They're currently acclimating, so they look probably about 90% what they're going to look like when they go up, but I'm hoping they'll have tons more leaves and the roots will be a lot more established. So this is the Hoya idyllica, And what makes it wonderful is the huge leaves. Now, when it comes to Hoyas, I'm a foliage girl all the way. So these are my absolute favorite. They've even got like some curvature to the leaves that's just gorgeous. So this is the Hoya idyllica. And then the next one is super adorable. It's the Hoya linearis. So you can see it's got these tiny little oblong leaves on these really long petioles that have long internodes. So super fun. This one will grow and grow and it'll become super bushy and viney. I can't wait until it's ready to go. Anyways, from Sweet Life Flora, I'd like to wish you guys all a Happy New Year and follow me on Instagram at Sweet Life Flora. We are going to have so much fun in the new year. You should see the plan that I have. Anyways, Happy New Year.
Hello, Rose and everyone. Thank you for inviting me to be in this collaboration again this year to talk about my favorite genus of plant, which is Hoya. I wanted to give you a little update on the Hoya that I chose last year as my favorite Hoya of 2021, and that is my Hoya insularis, which has grown into this beautifully huge plant. Unfortunately for me, this is a plant that my cat does love to munch on, so we have a couple damaged leaves. I've learned my lesson. This cannot stay out around patches or else she chomps on it. Most of the time she leaves my plants alone. This one, however, I think it's because it looks like grass. That's why she likes it. But I was saying last year that I wasn't sure if I would ever get this one to flower or when I could see the flowers because they are a very unique flower for the Hoya genus. And I'm happy to report that it flowered all year round. I've seen dozens of beautiful blooms develop and fall off of this plant. It currently has one here. You can kind of see it's just a tiny little bud, but it's gonna flower again. So that's my update from my last year's plant. This thing won't stop growing. It's huge. I love it. But this is my Hoya insularis. So I wanted to show you guys what it did in this year, 2022, and present to you my favorite Hoya of 2022. Now, this has been a very difficult thing to whittle down, and like many people, I found my love for the lacunosa species over this year, 2022, and I have a lot of lacunosa in my collection now. I mean, a lot. But I would say the one lacunosa that really captured my heart this year is this lacunosa amami clone 2. I don't really know the difference between clone 1 and clone 2. I think they're seedlings. I've reached out to a few people to find out, and I haven't gotten any information. But this is a variegated lacunosa species, and this is outer variegated, and it kind of presents itself almost like a carnosa tricolor or an outer variegated carnosa because these leaves are getting huge, but I'm not mad about it. The variegation on this does seem to be very slight on the outer edges of the leaves. However, when it puts out a new vine, the first few leaves of the new vine are very highly variegated. And then after that, it slowly fades. You can see right here, it's a whole white/pink vine producing. I've left it alone. I mean, obviously that's not going to continue on. But then also down here, you can kind of see how variegated this leaf is and this leaf. And as it grows out, it kind of loses that. I mean, some of this variegation is just gorgeous. I wish I could show you a better view. It grows so well. This is one of the fastest growing Hoya that I had. It filled up this trellis immediately, and it just continues to put out new vines and new growth. I haven't had a peduncle on this one yet. I'm hoping that 2023 will bring me a peduncle on this beautiful lacunosa because that's the one species that does flower a lot. I'm so excited to see what everyone else chose as their favorite Hoya of 2022. It was a really difficult decision to pick one, just one. Thanks again for inviting me to do this collab, and best wishes to everyone in 2023.
Thank you so much, Adam. It's finally my turn. Hi everyone, my name is Rose. You can find all my channels down here. Of course, it's all Plant with Rose. Did you notice that one Hoya that was mentioned most of all? It was the Hoya nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost, or short New Guinea Ghost. And I thought I'd show you mine as well. It has been a really expensive plant in the past few years, but they do grow really fast. And I actually chopped up mine a few months ago, I feel like, because it wasn't doing very well. And now I have all these cuttings. I feel like all the cuttings took and they're all actively growing. There's all these adorable little silver leaves. So I totally agree with the people who picked this. It's a very cute plant. After seeing Adam's just now, I thought I would also show you a quick update of the ones that I picked last year. One of them is Hoya heuschkeliana variegata. It is such a cute plant. It is still growing really well. It's flowered many times. There's some dead flowers here. They're also successfully growing in my terrarium. And I have another plant in the window hanging as well. I do think I should start to investigate for flat mites, which some of you know a lot about already. Adam and Miro have created beautiful videos about them. I think I should get my microscope out. Until now, I've been comfortably ignorant of having any because you can't see them with your naked eye. And I do see a lot of stunted growth. Actually, when I was trying to pick plants as my favorites for this year, I realized that quite a few have been struggling for quite a while. So I need to do that. But so far, heuschkeliana variegata is doing okay. The other one I picked last year was Hoya rintzii Borneo, and is still one of my absolute favorites. I did propagate it since then, so I now have several cuttings in the pot. They have rooted well, but I do again see issues with growth. There will be a new tendril and then it will just stop growing again. I thought it was maybe the winter time, but now I think maybe it's flat mites, so I have to investigate. But it is a stunning plant. If it was happy and growing well, this would absolutely be my pick again. It is so beautiful. The shimmeriness of the leaves is kind of hard to capture on camera, but in real life it is just so impressive. And you'll see one of my picks for this year has similar shimmeriness. The last one I showed in the previous video was Hoya mirabilis, and actually now that Lindsay has shown hers, I feel like mine is tiny, but before I was quite proud of it because it's grown really well. I've tendrilled it, looped it around, and it's been growing. But also here now, the last few months, it would grow a new tendril and then it would die off, and then it would grow another bit and then it would die off. So I feel like that might be the flat mites. But the leaves are so stunning. It's grown a lot since the last time I showed it to you. By the way, if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it down below as well. All our favorite Hoyas from 2021. It was a really fun collaboration as well. I love doing collaborations. But let's get to my picks for this year. You can sit here next to me, looking pretty. My first pick is Hoya thomsonii. I'm quite new to these plants, and I actually have another one in the terrarium, the white flowering one. This here is the pink flowering one, and this is a bit of a different one because from what I remember, it has slightly pink flowers and it has quite a lot of splash on the leaves. Now, splash in the name is not an official term, but it does mean this particular clone has quite a lot of splash. I absolutely love the little hairy leaves, and the flowers are stunning as well, both on the white one and the pink one. I've noticed the pink one has been a little bit more slow for me, especially compared to this splashy one. The splashy one has been growing like crazy. I got this way later than this one. I got this in an internet trade, and she did tell me this is a very fast grower and she was happy to send me some cuttings because she had plenty, which is not a thing that I thought you would say about a Hoya thomsonii. By the way, I noticed that my splashy one actually has a peduncle on there already. Yay! This was a tiny cutting I got from my friend Ans, Urban Jungling, and it grew a little bit, then it slowed down a bit, but recently it's grown this tendril. It's a bit sun stressed. I did place it closer to a grow light, so I feel like maybe that's what helped it to be a little bit more happy. And I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see this flower, although I think it's gonna be a while. My thomsonii with the white flowers is here. Here means in my big terrarium. And you can see maybe the difference. I'll try and have them next to each other. The difference in leaf shape and how many hairs are on there and stuff. This has been struggling a little bit since I moved it here, but recently I noticed that there is a new leaf here. Can you see it? Fluffy. And new branch. Look at that hairy stem. So it's finally doing well again. It seems to have adjusted. I did change the setup of my terrarium, but you can see that happening in the chores video, and then you can hear me explaining more about it in my recent terrarium update, which is here. The next one I picked, and I'm surprised that nobody picked this. Of course, it is quite handy for me because I get to see everyone's picks before I pick my own. But nobody picked Hoya Gunungaring this year, and this is such a stunning one. I absolutely had to include it in this video. As you can see, mine has grown quite a lot. I've tendrilled it around a few times, I've looped it around, and it actually has several peduncles that have been budding up here at the end of the tendril. Also, there's some little buds now. This has been struggling with mealybugs. You can see the stickiness. You can see the cat hairs being attached to the stickiness, so it looks extra messy. But in general, I'm really happy that this plant has been doing so well. I just love the pattern of it, and then also when it sun stresses, it just becomes so beautiful. I really hope this will continue to grow happy and healthy. I also have a Gunungaring in my terrarium, which this was the original leaf when I propagated it, and it has grown, actually 3, I broke one off, but it seems to have adjusted well to growing just in the back wall of my terrarium, so that is very exciting. So it looks like actually in the terrarium I don't see the issues with flat mites. So that's pick number 2, Hoya Gunungaring. And my last pick is a very small one still. I debated whether I should pick this because it is still so small, it's still just a cutting. I also actually got this on an internet trade, so I traded with someone. I'm so happy I got this one because it is very hard to find. This is Hoya Carrie. Now obviously it's not the heart-shaped chunky carrie, the spelling is a little bit different, but the leaves are so beautiful. This is the one I was talking about. It is so shimmery. The shape is quite distinct as well. It kind of looks like anthurium leaves. I've had this maybe a month or 2. It has rooted really well. You can see the fuzzy roots growing into the soil, and I think I see an eye being activated, or maybe both sides. It does look like there's something happening. And I'm so grateful to all of you and our community that we have created, because actually all the plants that I showed you of today's pick, I've all gotten in online trades. So thank you if you've sent me some of these. I hope you're enjoying your plants. And for everyone watching, I hope you got some inspiration for your wish list for next year. Maybe some Hoya that you didn't even know about yet. There were definitely a few in the list that I had never heard of before. So that's always very cool about these collaborations. Thank you so much to everyone who joined. Again, I will link all their channels below, so check them out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you again very soon. And since it's the 28th today, I wanted to end with a big Happy New Year from all of us. Happy New Year!
Best wishes to everyone in 2023.
And that's that.
Bye.